Hey, 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 what's up, dudes? This is Coach Signs, welcoming you back to another video lesson. Now, this lesson will be continuing on from our Europe, Asia, America with Chapter 5.1a, European Exploration. Now, make sure that you're listening to the video throughout the whole thing because there will be sections where it will just be a picture and you'll have to fill it in listening to my own words. Now, in this lesson, we're going to be talking about the 7 different reasons for European exploration throughout the whole lesson. Now, the very first one is curiosity. Now, curiosity means when something that you don't know or something intrigues you and you want to know more about it. That is what curiosity means. Now, in the Middle Ages, a Venetian merchant named Marco Polo returned from China and wrote about the silk, spices, and tea he found there. This is the very first reason that caused this curiosity to build within the Europeans. Now, when Marco Polo had gone and come back, he had written about buying these things, these silk, these spices, and these teas that he had found out there in China. And this, what all it did with his writings, made Europeans even more curious about who and what else was out there in the world. And with that, this curiosity, what it did was just sparked up, literally, the age of exploration. The second curiosity and reasons for European exploration is gold or wealth. Now, rulers in England, France, Spain, Portugal, as we can see here, England, France, Spain, and Portugal were eager to increase their wealth with this exploration. Now, not only to add the fact that they wanted wealth, all these countries here were in direct competition with each other on how to get even more and more wealth, more than each other. Now, very soon, these rulers saw that the enormous profits that they could make through trading with the New World and China, being able to receive these silks, spices, and the teas, this allowed them to have more money and boost their economy. The third reason for European exploration was glory or fame. Now, along with having the money, the wealth, they also wanted to become famous. I mean, they're already famous as it is. They are rulers and kings of their countries, but yet they wanted to be even more famous with the acquisitions of these lands. Now, in the early 15th century, these rulers wanted to expand their empires in order to increase their fame and increase their power. Now, another reason why they wanted glory and fame was because they wanted to take as much land as possible. That's exactly what they wanted. Now, with this land, they also comes the natural resources. Now, with the natural resources, this allows them to make money off of these things. And with them making of the money, their fame grows to allow the other countries to be able to trade with them and say, hey, that certain country has this. We need to know who they are to trade with them. The fourth reason for European exploration was God or religion. Now, European missionaries, specifically from Spain, we could see there, especially from Spain, sought out to spread Christianity to new parts of the New World they explored. Now, a reason they did this was because they thought that their religion was far superior than everybody else's. That's why they didn't think highly of these natives. That's why they tried to convert them. That's why they wanted to spread their religion and culture over there in the New World. The fifth reason for European exploration was national pride. Many people explored to claim new lands for their country and become national heroes. Here we see a picture of Columbus when he landed in the New World, placing down the Spanish flag, having national pride, and bringing down the flag where he landed. Obviously, he didn't know that he had landed in the New World. Now, by discovering the New World and this land, not only did Columbus become a national hero, but this raised the national pride of Spain, as many people started to hear, hey, Spain is out there exploring new lands. Man, everybody became eager and excited to be a part of that country. National pride. The sixth reason for European exploration was to obtain foreign goods, or goods from a foreign country. Explorers wanted to bring back silk, spices, jewels that could not be found in their own country or their own continent of Europe. Instead, they would be brought from China. Now here in these three pictures, we can see on the bottom right hand corner of this first one, the beautiful silks that were made in China that could be made into a bed sheet, clothes, and many things like that. We also see the beautiful Chinese jewelry here, the jewels in many different colors, and of course the spices that were used for cooking, medicines, and teas that many of the people of Europe loved. Now, explorers knew that they could be making a lot of money, a big profit, with these foreign goods. When they would go back to Europe, they would be able to sell them for crazy amounts of money to make a crazy amount of profit back. That's why traders made so much money on these foreign goods, because they came from China. The seventh reason for European exploration was to find faster and cheaper routes. European merchants and rulers eagerly wanted to find a sea route to China in order to ship these luxury goods, your spices, your silks, and your jewels, faster and easier to Europe. The current route that they were taking was called the Silk Route or the Silk Road. Now, they would have to travel by sea first and then by land all the way to China. Now, not only was it dangerous, like we talked about in the previous video lesson, in the seas here of any winds or storms, it was also very dangerous to travel there to China and back on this route because of any thieves, stolen property. They would even kill you sometimes for the things that you would carry. Now, one of the reasons they wanted to find a faster and cheaper route, because this would take an extreme amount of time to get from here, Europe, all the way to China and then all the way back. Super long time. It was just not too quick enough for the profits that they were making. Now, this route, which was the most economical at the time, was still costing them a lot of money. That's why they wanted to sail westward, to be able to find a new route all the way to China. That way they could get there quicker and faster. But little did they know that by sailing westward on the Atlantic, they were about to discover a vast empty land, which they thought, before they even discovered the Native Americans, to a brand new opportunity of business. The last thing that we'll be talking about in today's lesson is the Columbian Exchange. Now, the Columbian Exchange is the exchange between plants, animals, and diseases between the old world of Europe and Africa and Central Asia, coming to the new world of North America, South America, and exchanging those between each other. Now, the Columbian Exchange began after the year 1492, when Columbus unintentionally discovered the New World, as we talked about in the previous video lesson. Now, if you remember, he was just trying to find a faster sea route to China to be able to trade more and better spices, teas, and jewels and silks faster to bring them back to Europe to make more money. Now, as a result of this, we have an exchange of items from the old world coming into the new world, and items from the new world coming back to the old world, and an interchanging of them. This is why it was called the Columbian Exchange. Now, Europeans were introduced to New World items such as corn, tomatoes, and also potatoes. While also Europeans brought Old World items such as sugar, grapes, and horses and cows, or livestock, as it is there, to the New World. Now, unfortunately, with that also came the transfer of European diseases like smallpox, as we can see here. Smallpox caused the death of millions and millions of people with the exchange of that. The exchange of diseases also came to the New World. The people of the New World, which were the Native Americans, weren't ready for this, did not have the immunities that they have in Europe. This is why the Columbian Exchange had a positive and a negative effect on both sides. This concludes our Chapter 5.1a video lesson on European exploration. This is Coach Signs, signing out.